Hey guys, Bunchujo here, and yep, we got the Rugrats movie. I said in my community post that I would review the Rugrats movie alongside the SpongeBob movie, and yep, after finishing the SpongeBob movie review, I think it's time for us to give Rugrats their own movie review. Now, let's get one thing. The Rugrats was one of the shows that I have an up and down history. I used to like the show, and I thought it was pretty nostalgic. Well, I have this is this Rugrats may not be a show that I've grew up with, but I do get the praise behind the show. But then back during like 2019 to 2019 and 20, I used to start hating the show because it was kind of annoying. But then but then as of now, I'm starting to like the show, and it still is one of my favorite Nicktoons. Mostly because of how creative the premise behind the show is. How we can see things, how each episode's plot is based on the baby's perspective. It is pretty interesting plot, and it definitely holds Nickelodeon, and it definitely paved a great future for Nickelodeon when it comes to cartoons. Well, for SpongeBob took home that throne of iconic of the most popular show on Nickelodeon in 1999 when it premiered. Rugrats was definitely the straw that hold Nickelodeon together. So, with their jump to the big screen in 1998 by Paramount Pictures, let's see how did the Rugrats film franchise start off well, or did it just suck like diapers? Well, let's take a look at the plot of the film. The plot of the film is that Dee Dee Pickles is expecting a baby sister, and they're having the baby shower. Well, meanwhile, Tommy, Chucky, Phil, and Lil thinks that that Tommy's baby sister is lost. When Dee Dee actually gives birth to the baby, it turns out to be a boy. Yeah, they just swap genders. Apparently it's a boy instead of just doing some research, but whatever. However, Dill proves to be a tough proves to be hard for both the parents and especially the babies. Eventually, Phil and Lil decides to return Dill back to the hospital so can get his money back. But however, all five babies end up getting lost in the woods. Lost in the woods with Angelica having her own subplot trying to find Cynthia as she believes that someone took it. Meanwhile, the babies try to find their way home while trying to get used to Dill, and meanwhile, while the parents are trying to search for their missing children. So, a plot like this, now, like I said, most of the plots of Rugrats are based on the baby's perspective. However, this movie actually had more of a different story instead of the usual stories that the show had. Having the babies end up getting lost in the woods is actually pretty dark, but actually kind of creative. Also, let's talk about the fact that this movie introduces Dill, Tommy's younger brother. The now, yes, this movie now, yes, yes, I get the fact that they decide to have a new character introduced to Rugrats and to be like a theatrical film, and for the most part, it works. It works really well. But let's get some things out of the way here. Like I said, I do like the premise of how creative and kind of dark it is. And I do like the fact that they want to have their first movie be a new introduction to the show. I like that. So, and let's also talk about the animation. Like the SpongeBob movie, the animation is a giant step up from the show, as this is probably the first this is the first time we see Rugrats ink and digital. I think digital ink and paint animation. The shading, the colors are really amazing here, especially that sky. I'm surprised that they surprised. I should give we should like give a applause to the to the animators for making a beautiful sky. I just like that sky. I, but yeah, the animation here is really great, and it's definitely a step up here. Step up from the show. Also, this movie got a lot of things from the show, and they actually got it right, like Stu Grandpa and Pops, like Stu calls him, end up losing the children, and they've actually realized that the children are gone. They finally realized that their negligence on the children have finally got the best of them, and they have to suffer the consequences. Also, the characters, like the SpongeBob movie, they have their original personalities. Tommy stole that the brave character. Chucky stole the scaredy, has his whole scaredy cat personalities. Phil and Lil still have the whole love for growth stuff. Angelica still her usual bossy mean girl type. But however, a lot of the characters really were developed, got well done development here. Mostly, let's talk about the babies. Now, first, the babies weren't fond of Phil. Of Dill. Being Tommy's new brother because they just viewed him as annoying. However, as the film progresses, Dill actually does end up saving the babies, and they appreciate it. And one thing about the movie, but however, out of all the babies, Tommy has the best character development, as he doesn't like Dill because he was hogging the attention. I'm pretty sure a lot of us have, when we have a new sibling, we get jealous of them because they take up most of their attention. However, Stu tells Tommy that Dill's his responsibility, and Tommy tries to keep Dill from harm until some point in the film where he ends up losing Dill and has to track him down, and then he snaps at Dill because he was mostly responsible for them getting lost in the woods, even though Phil and Lil were mostly the ones, and Tommy, I don't even know. But then Tommy realizes that he's going a bit too far, and went back to caring about his brother and thinking about what his father said to him. And yeah, I will say that Tommy definitely got the best character development here. And also the relationship between him and Dill is a bit predictable, but at times it's pretty cute, as their relationship between both of them improves alongside all the other babies. And also the emotional moments and the conflict actually know when to come in, like the whole Tommy and Dill, like the whole Tommy snapping at Dill. The conflict is there, and the whole turning on Tommy for not helping him, and because he's so preoccupied with yeah, the conflict and emotional moments, like where they think Spike, after Spike saved them, they thought that he drowned, and of course that cute emotional moment with Tommy and Dill. The emotional moments in conflict know when to come in, and it's done really well. Man, hell, even Angelica was really enjoyable this movie, despite the personality and despite the fact that, and she was one of the reasons, she was one of the show's flaws. She actually has a nice subplot surrounded her losing Cynthia, and she rallies Spike to help go find her, but then she too ends up getting lost in the woods. I don't know. While Angelica doesn't rule, Angelica's subplot doesn't shine throughout the entire film, it still wasn't pretty enjoyable in some areas. Yes. And yes, Stu and Angelica's father do also have that do also have a rough start of but they end up getting better as the film progresses. And also want to know here, this film has the whole character start off rough, but they get better. This is one of the times where it works well here. Why? It's because, for one, because this is a film introducing a new character, that's intentional. And second of all, it was done right here because the emotional moments and conflict were well played out, making this trope more actually enjoyable than annoying. Okay, and I gotta give props for the people behind the movie for pulling it out very well. So that's all I have to say about the Rugrats movie. Again, well, it's not the again, while it may not be while the Rugrats movie may not be as good as the classic episodes, it's still a really good movie based off a really iconic cartoon. If I have to give I'm gonna give this movie an 8 out of 10. It's definitely a very enjoyable movie with well developed characters, great animation, and did the whole character start off rough, but then got better trope really well. And and now we probably be checking out Rugrats in Paris and Rugrats Go Wild. I don't know when, but I don't know, but yeah, this movie is really good. I only give it an 8 out of 10 because, I mean, there were some gross out jokes involving the baby's peeing and Tommy's diaper falling, and the fact that the film can get pretty dark at times. But again, it's still a great movie with the positives outweighing the negatives. And yeah, this movie, well, not as good as the SpongeBob movie, but it's still a really good movie based off an iconic Nickelodeon's cartoon. Well, guys, that's it for my review on the Rugrats movie. So, thanks for watching, and please subscribe to the channel. And I'll be sure to post more movie reviews. And I'll see you guys next time. Adios.